the truth is that we push things to just make it feel exactly like you're watching a movie.
Interestingly enough, I'm in the movie Oppenheimer, and we're talking about unleashing this crazy energy that could arguably incinerate the earth.
I am very happy to talk to both of you. Massive Stephen King fan, and I've been looking forward to this series for a long time, and I am so happy to say that it holds a spot right alongside the movies. It is just amazing. And
Oh, thank you so much, man.
you're
That
welcome.
means a lot because it's the first time that we show it to people that have not been part of the creation. So it's great.
Oh, it blew me away. I loved all the little Easter eggs, the little references to all of Stephen King's works. And Barbara, I wanted to ask you first. We've seen George Lucas return to Star Wars, Peter Jackson return to Lord of the Rings. Was this something where you felt like you were the right people to come back and lead this series versus handing it off to other people and being hands off with it?
100%. I can't imagine anybody else doing our version, maybe another version, but for us, the movies are our babies, and we love Steve, and the relationship that's developed from those movies is incredibly important to us, and we wanted to make us proud. We wanted to make him proud. So we took this on without really understanding the scope. And 4 years later, and a lot of blisters, sweat and tears, I think we have a show that is absolutely ours. That is basically a song to the work of Stephen King, and we couldn't be prouder.
And Andy, for you, also just wanted to say, love the cameo in episode 3. Phenomenal little cameo there. But
What are you talking about?
oh, I don't know. It'll be a nice surprise. But for you, having made the films, obviously 2 films, massive undertaking to make those films, is it different trying to make a television series feel as cinematic as a feature film?
No, it wasn't. I mean, it's not difficult because I don't know how to do them differently. So of course the challenges of the budgetary differences, but the truth is that we push things to just make it feel exactly like you're watching a movie. And I didn't feel like I was like playing with smaller toys or less factors or elements at all. I was lucky enough to play in the same kind of sandbox. I did raise the volume a little bit on the intensity of everything that is scary, emotional, fun, or at least I tried. So there was at least an intention of magnifying a little bit everything that people liked from the movies.
And we had,
without it being exploitative. It's just a very from a creative impulse only.
we had a huge truckload of support from HBO, because we definitely did not do a television schedule, and everything is so carefully crafted that we expanded beyond what the norm is in television, and they were incredibly supportive, understanding, and I think they're incredibly happy now with the result.
And I did want to ask, Andy, you mentioned the fun aspect of it, the special effects and the way that the monsters look. There is that blend of them being scary, but also just enough that there is a fun element to it. Was it important for you to strike that balance between them being scary and fun?
There is a visual sarcasm to it that I always try to to convey, given that our monster is a clown, and all living things must abide by the laws of the shape they inhabit, says the book. And it's one of those things that stick with me, like the monster incarnations of it act like what the thing that they are. So and not necessarily only with the clown, but there's some kind of twisted sense of humor in the way that this monster performs his kills or his, but also there's a dreadful like preamble to every death, which is part of his MO because he's seasoning the victims. Yeah, but I like the game of telling something that is like macabre, but with a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek feel to it. It's like the bit, but it's not like normally it's subtle, and I think it's very enjoyable in a very weird way because
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
well, I would say that it's a pleasure watching this series, and if there is anything that comes from the two of you, you have a lifelong fan in me. I'm just blown away by how much I love this series. Thank you so much for your time.
Alex, thank you so much. Thank you for the support.
So much.
And do you think that the way that this character is viewing the entity it as being able to use it as a weapon for good, do you think that is kind of a parallel for how misguided some people may be in trying to harness something that they don't know much about?
I don't know if that's misguided or just insanely optimistic. I mean, the nuclear bomb, the atomic bomb had just been unleashed. And, interestingly enough, I'm in the movie Oppenheimer and we're talking about unleashing this crazy energy that could arguably incinerate the earth. We don't know what's going to happen, how this chain reaction is going to occur. Will it ever stop? And those were the questions that were being asked. And they said, okay. And they dropped it anyway. God forbid another one's ever dropped again. But that was the mentality. This is the new age. This is the new weapon. Just like when the Stone Age people were conquered by the people that had bronze. And just like when the people that had bronze had iron. This is historical, and new weapons are awesome and terrible, and you play with fire, you're going to get burned. And typically that's what happens. Hard to control.
Very much so. And Kimberly, for you and James, your characters have a connection in the story, and it's really kind of a nice connection. How did you two figure out how to play these characters off of each other?
Well, I mean, we both, it was very interesting because we immediately bonded. We have a mutual friend. We're just both really loving and, I mean, we want to connect anyway.
We're both skilled professional actors.
Yeah.
And you have to find something that you love about the person you're working with. Even if you don't know them, even if they're a stranger. And Kimberly has got a wonderful bearing and personality and presence and dedication. So it's easy to talk to her. It's easy to tell her the truth. It was really effortless. And I think that happens on an instinctive level.
Yeah.
If there's someone that's just like too much this way or too much that way, and there's going to be friction, you have to approach it differently. But I was able to approach our scenes together with just complete honesty and vulnerability. And I feel that Francis Shaw, when he was getting ready to go into that shop, I mean, I had a moment's hesitation before I went in because she's stronger than me. I had a moment's hesitation about going in and just being that 9-year-old kid again, because that was really the thing that allowed me to walk into that store and maybe not be truthful with her, but be vulnerable.
And Taylour, the one of the cool things about the feature films is we had the kids as the center, and this series definitely has a focus on the adults, and we see more of these adult interactions. For your storyline in this, was there any particular element of it that you really just kind of connected with, any particular character that you thought, wow, this is a really interesting direction that I didn't expect?
Well, I do. I'm a really sensitive person, so just seeing the child actors act their asses off and do such beautiful work, their presence, and also just being sensitive to wanting to protect that gift and that kind of unconditioned. They're not quite conditioned yet. They still have yet to live in the world. It was like that was inspiring just to see what can happen when when your gifts are preserved. Everyone is so talented. It's kind of hard to say. I mean, working with this guy, he's so talented and such an incredible listener and so natural. It's like it doesn't really feel like you're acting. Kimberly, Steph, we had an amazing scene together. That was just so heavy and weighted and but we were in it and it was like it was beautiful.
And everybody has a different level of interaction with Bill on set, but everybody talks about what it was like seeing him in costume. What was it like for you, Taylour, to seeing him in costume on set?
Yeah, funny enough, I didn't it was one of the nights he was shooting late and he came off from filming and is back in like normal, he's Bill. But I had to ask him about Ingmar Bergman because he's Swedish and he's one of my favorite directors. And so someone has a picture of it somewhere where it's like Pennywise literally full get up talking to Taylour Paige about Ingmar Bergman. Pretty iconic. And he is such an astounding presence. He's so tall and he's got those big, beautiful, crazy eyes that are the Pennywise eyes now. And it's inspiring. We're the same age and it's like you've done so much and you have such respect for the craft. I mean, he comes, his father, his brother, like he comes from a family of just high artists.
And Jovan, did you have a first reaction seeing him on set?
I did. I think I came to set on a day where I wasn't filming myself. Because I think we were all kind of excited to see what we knew from the films and see what it was like just actually seeing it in real time. I'd seen him the day before out of makeup. It was just like at a dinner and was talking to him about it. But seeing him the next day in makeup was still pretty unsettling. I mean, he's still speaking to you as Bill, so it's not scary to like have a conversation, but just seeing him in the makeup itself and seeing it within arm's reach is kind of just like it's difficult to look at him. And I think he knows that it's weird, so he kind of tends to like look away as well. It's kind of funny. Like he's like, yeah, I know I look like this. I'm sorry.
Well, the series is phenomenal. The two of you key to this series and absolutely make it a great, phenomenal experience. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, I'm a big fan of both of yours, and I really love your performances in this season. And Stefan, I wanted to ask you, most of the episodes that start this season, your character is not involved in anything that's really supernatural, but it is an arduous character journey. How did you figure out, like, how did you prepare for this part?
You know what I loved when I read it, I was like, this character fits in any like thriller or drama. Like this is the everyman, right? This is what I watched when I saw Denzel or Wesley Snipes in The Fugitive, right? This is that type of role, and I was just like, you know what? I'm happy because he's like the town. He represents the town. And there's a love that he has and an unconquerable spirit that I think is important to put into Derry. And I'm honored. I'm honored. He taught me so much, and I feel like I'm a better person because of Hank Grogan.
And Chris, on the other side of that spectrum, your character is one that's existed in the work of Stephen King before, and he's been, very recognizable. Scatman Crothers playing the character in The Shining. Is this something that you looked at other takes on the character, or did you decide you wanted to kind of make this your own?
I think it's always good to appreciate things that came before, and it's always good to leave them where they were. You know what I mean? I gave it everything truly, 45 minutes to honor their performances, look at all the performances, and then it's time to let it go because, they didn't hire them, they hired me. And they hired me and entrusted me with creating a version of this character that resonates with the scripts that they have currently written. And I was grateful for that trust.
Absolutely.
And I did a great job.
You did. You definitely did.
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. JoBlo was created by movie fans for movie fans, and we appreciate your support.